the situation around it is, it's sad.
Mykelti just revealed something really disturbing on her Patreon. She said that when she was just 13 years old, Kody and Christine sent her to move in with Robyn and her 3 kids to be their nanny. But it gets worse, because they apparently also took her out of school for this. Everything that Mykelti revealed is honestly insane. Trust me, guys. You're going to want to pay super close attention to this one. Christine has previously made some comments about her kids didn't always have it easy growing up. And honestly, after what Mykelti just revealed, I can definitely see where she was coming from with that. It just explains a lot, including why Mykelti seems so close with Robyn when none of the other kids are. Back when Kody was still just dating Robyn, he and Christine made this bizarre choice to send their 13-year-old daughter away to stay with Robyn. Mykelti had to move in with someone who wasn't really even part of the family yet. She didn't know Robyn or her kids, but her parents still took her out of school so that she could help around the stranger's house and babysit her kids. But it gets worse. At the time, Robyn actually also lived 4 hours away from the Brown family. We all know that at one point, Mykelti helped out with Robyn's kids, and that's how she became closer with her. But I don't think any of us realized what this actually meant. I feel like it would have been more understandable if all this happened once Robyn actually lived closer to the family. But at the time, she was still in St. George, Utah. What kind of parent sends their 13-year-old child away like that? It just seems so insane to me. No wonder she always stands up for Robyn these days. It's not like her own parents treated her amazingly. From everything she said, it honestly seems like she had a pretty good time with Robyn back then. But that doesn't really make any of this any less awful. Mykelti herself mentioned that she wasn't in school during this time. She was doing online school while also taking care of the house and Robyn's kids, which sounds like a lot. It would probably be a lot for anyone, but Mykelti was arguably not even old enough to nanny in the first place, let alone to basically drop out of school and be in charge of cleaning the entire house as well. In a clip that she shared online, she went into more detail about what her daily routine looked like back then, and I can't believe that she had to do all this as a literal child. Mykelti said that in the morning, she'd have to wake up first and then wake the other kids up. She would get all of them ready and then take them to the bus stop. After that, she would go home, clean up the house, and do her homework. Then she would pick the kids up from the bus stop again, make them a snack, and help them with their homework. This honestly just seems like way too much responsibility for a literal 13-year-old. I mean, Mykelti did say that it was a lot of fun for her, and she mentioned how they would all watch movies together and everything. She also talked about getting to play with Barbies for the first time ever. It was apparent that she overall has good memories of her time with Robyn, but I still feel like that doesn't make any of this right. She was basically working while she was still a child. She was sent away by her own parents to live with a complete stranger. During this time, she probably didn't get to see most of her siblings or her mom at all. In the video, she mentioned that Kody would visit every now and then, but Mykelti didn't mention her mom once. It's also not clear how long she lived like this. Mykelti did mention that she stayed with Robyn for a couple of months at one point. I don't know how many months this was, but either way, I just feel like it's super outrageous that they made her do this. Whether she liked Robyn and the kids or not, this just doesn't seem like something a child her age should have to deal with, especially when you think about how old the kids she was taking care of were. At the time, Dayton was about 9 years old, Aurora was 7, and Brianna was 5. So it's not like Mykelti was that much older than them. It seems bizarre that she had to make them snacks and all that. She was a child too. I just don't get why she was forced to basically parent these kids. Mykelti did say that Robyn was actually working at the time. Apparently she worked in a hospital, so that would at least explain why she maybe needed a nanny. But it still shouldn't have been Mykelti in my opinion, or any other child for that matter. What I also find outrageous about all this is that the family seemingly kept this a secret for many years. And you have to wonder why they hid this for so long. The first that we ever heard about Robyn and Mykelti being close was this year, and they only recently started talking about the reason why they were so close. For the longest time, we didn't know about any of this. And the more stuff that comes out about the situation, the worse it makes everyone look, especially Christine and Kody. I mean, to me, it feels like they hid this because they didn't want people to know that they'd sent their young daughter to live 4 hours away from them. Or maybe they didn't want people to know that they took her out of school for a while. Obviously, she still did online school, but it's ridiculous that she was forced to do that because some other slightly younger kids needed someone to watch over them. Someone on Reddit also brought up the fact that we still have no idea about a lot of what Mykelti went through back then. For example, it's possible that she didn't actually have a room at Robyn's house. For all we know, she was staying on the couch for months. I mean, this is all just speculation, but it definitely feels possible, which is just awful. It really makes me feel bad for Mykelti, and it seriously paints both Kody and Christine in a bad light. They really don't come out of this looking like good parents at all. How could they send their kid away like that? She was 13 and forced to live hours away from her family. To me, that's just unacceptable. I know that Mykelti and Christine were clashing a little when she was that age, but that doesn't really excuse any of this. I feel like most kids clashed with their parents when they're in their teens, but that doesn't mean that the parents should just send them away. Christine and Kody Kody basically took Mykelti out of school and made her work while she was still a kid and away from basically everyone she knew. Because it's not like she just went away from her parents and siblings. Like I said, she wasn't going to school anymore either, which means that she probably couldn't see any of her friends and classmates either. And from the sound of it, when she lived with Robyn, she was basically in that house 24/7. So the only people she ever got to see were Robyn and her family, who were all strangers at that point. Honestly, the more I think about it, the worse it sounds. And in an awful way, I can see why the family kept quiet about this for so long. Because to me, none of this seems okay in the slightest. But what do you guys think? Do you think it's okay that Christine and Kody sent Mykelti away? Why do you think we're only finding out about this now? Let me know in the comments below.